What's that, Skip? Shauno's talking about SuperCoach again. Let's go. G'day everybody, it's Shauno here, and today we're going to be doing a video about the AFL SuperCoach Finals game where you have a chance to win a Toyota HiLux worth $79,000. So we thought that was definitely worthwhile making a video about. But before we get on with the video, don't forget to like the video if you like the video. Subscribe if you're new to Shauno. Please subscribe because that helps me out a lot, and leave me a comment down below. Hopefully wishing me luck to win the 79k, just like I'm wishing you luck to win the 79k Toyota HiLux right now. All right, crew, let's get on with it. So get rid of this. Now here is what the setup looks like. And there are a few, before we start picking players, there are a few different rules. It's a little bit different from SuperCoach Classic. So the major difference is you've got unlimited trades. It's not like you bring in someone this week and you need them for the second week of the finals. So you can pick whoever you want, which is great. And then next week, the week after, you just wipe all the players clear and you start again. Now, another rule is you can have no more than 3 players from one club. So you can't just load up on a whole lot of players from one club if they have a good matchup. And the last rule difference is that with the captains and vice captains, your captain will get 3 times his score. So if he scores 100, you'll get 300, and your vice captain will get double his score. So if your vice captain scores 100, he'll get 200. So none of this, having to, wait and see and bring someone on from the bench or anything like that, doing a loophole or anything like that. Straight up, captain gets 3 times the score, vice captain gets 2 times the score. So pretty much they're the difference of the rules. And yeah, let's go ahead and see what my first draft of my team looks like. Now, as you can see here, I think the players that if we have a look quickly here, you're going to have to pick from one of these 4 teams: Adelaide, Collingwood, Western Bulldogs, or Carlton, unless I'm doing this the week before the last round. So if Geelong happen to lose to Richmond, very unlikely as it is, but if Geelong happen to lose to Richmond and Adelaide Crows won, then we wouldn't be able to pick Adelaide players and we would have to pick Geelong players. But you're going to assume that at the moment, Geelong will be beating Richmond. So the players we get to choose from are Adelaide, Collingwood, Western Bulldogs, and Carlton for this first wildcard round of the finals. All right, so let's move that out of the way. And I think the Rucks is probably an easy place to start. Out of all the Rucks here, I think there's one standout Ruck. I think Darcy Cameron has been in a very good form. And of all the Rucks that are available, he's the one that I'm almost definitely going to be picking. Unless he's injured or something. I think the only other one that comes close is potentially Tim English, but he is injured at the moment and not playing. So if he was named for that last week, for that first week of the finals, and he had a good matchup, maybe I consider him. But Darcy Cameron has actually kind of been on fire lately. One good way to do this, if you go back to your classic and you can look up under players, you can see what their round average is. And so Darcy Cameron's 3-round average is 116 and his 5-round average is 119. So he's kind of in good form. So that's who I'll be picking as my captain. Now, I think the next place to go would be the midfield. And I'm going to pick a midfielder as my flex position. As the finals go on, maybe there's an extra ruck that I wouldn't mind in my flex. But I think in this particular teams that are going to be playing in this wildcard round, I think 4 midfielders with the chance of scoring is going to give me the chance of scoring the biggest score. So there's a few that I think that are give-me's out of the ones that are available. One is mids. Wonder why it wouldn't come up. Mr. Nick Dacos, I think, is pretty much a lock. He's just been very, very good lately and through the whole season. Now, I think the other one that is absolutely on fire at the moment, who is only available as a mid, some of the players that are available as a forward will only be available as mids in this game and vice versa, depending on where their position plays. So, yes, Rankinen, we can get him as a forward in a classic, but not in this game, only as a mid. And he has been on absolute fire lately, so I definitely want him in my team. Now, there are probably three others that I would choose from, and it might depend a little bit on matchup and a little bit what's going on. But let's say the Bont is being rested apparently again this week, but hopefully will be back for the SuperCoach wildcard round. I don't think he's injured. I just think he's being rested. And so this could be the second week in a row that he is rested, and then he should be fine for this match here. So that looks pretty formidable. And then in the flex position, like we said, we want another midfielder. So there's two that I like. One is Ed Richards, and the other one is Jordan Dawson. And I think I might pick whichever one I think has the best opponent, the best opponent for us to score against, and or the one who allows me to get the best defender or forward that I want. Because don't forget, as we spoke, the maximum players you can have from each team is 3. So if that was to affect it, I'd make a decision that way. But let's say we're going to pick, let's say we say Dawson, Jordan Dawson. So there is our midfield and our flex position locked up. Now, I think that's going to be pretty stock standard. A lot of teams are going to look like that. The problem is going to be, or the tricky part is going to be the forwards and defenders. We don't have a lot of choice from these 4 teams out of quality players in a SuperCoach sense. And so let's go and have a look and see who is available. Let's try the defense, because I think defense could even be a little bit easy in the forward line. So we go here. We go to filters and we go to defense. Out of these players, the best 3-round average, Oliver Florent. He's been on a bit of a blinder the last few weeks, and I think he's the one that I'll be picking at the moment. So, he's gone 128, 132, and 119 the last 3 weeks. So, sounds like pretty good form to me. Let's put him in the team. The flow. Get the flow in the team. There we go. Now, for the other defender, I think this one is, there's not too many here to choose from. Bailey Dale is injured. Josh Dacos has been pretty good lately, but I think one of the forwards I want is going to be a Collingwood player. And so I can't have more than 3. So I'm going to not pick Josh Dacos. I've got him in my classic team. He's been very up and down so far this season, but he has had a good couple of weeks. Now, if Wayne Malera happened to be back, maybe I would pick him. Nick Hayes, not sure what's going on with him. Oscar Ryan, Jeremy Howe's injured at the moment. So when I go down this list, the first player I come across that I kind of like is Rory Laird. He's been fairly consistent across the season, and out of what we've got available, I think he could be one of the better picks. So he's the man that I'm going to pick for my team at the moment. So then comes the forward line, which I think could be the trickiest line out of all the lines. So if we go back to our classic here and classic players and go to the forward line, who's available. So Rankinen would have been a great pick, but we can't have him as a forward in the SuperCoach Finals game. So the next best at 3-round average is 105 with Daniel McStay. And I think this is due to he's had a, so you went 128, 110, 120, and 85. So that's pretty good there. So he is one that I don't mind. And then there's another guy from Collingwood who's been a little bit down lately, but did have a really good patch about a month ago. And he is Jordan De Goey. But his last few weeks, he's only been averaging 67 the last few rounds. So it doesn't sound great, really, does it? And then there's not too many others that I really, really like. So let's put Bo in. Let's put Bo and see what happens. This could obviously change. How do we spell Bo? B-E-A. Helps if you look at forwards. Shauno? So there, I cannot pick any more Collingwood players. So even if I wanted a Jordan De Goey, I can't pick him. So who else do we really have available that we like? Now, we would have put in Jagger Smith, but he is also only available as a midfielder. So we don't really like too many here at all. Now, we could take a chance on the Riley Thrillthorpe, as I like to call him. Is he here? Average of 89 in the last 3, but mainly that's because he had a huge score of 147 a couple of weeks ago. He's only got a 51 and a 70 the last week, 2 weeks, and that's been pretty consistent across the season. So I don't know. It could be a good pick if he goes crazy, but, if he gets a lot of goals and, he could score a massive score. He has that potential, but also being the key forward type, he could get you around that seems to be around the 60-70, which he's been getting a lot of the time. And that big 147, it was also when he helped out in the ruck a little bit. So if the other guy is playing the backup ruck, then it might, not be the best pick. So I'm really not too sure about this last pick. And I'm thinking if by some reason like the Bont was out, maybe a Joel Frazier could be a pick. Riley Sanders had a very good start to the year, but he kind of lost his CBAs. Taylor Walker, another one where if he had a good game, he could get you a big score. So this is quite tricky, as you can see, crew. That's why I was almost thinking Jordan De Goey, because even though he hasn't had the best few rounds, there hasn't been too much to go on. I mean, you could take a risk on someone like a Josh Rochelle, but he hasn't been great. So I'm thinking I might take, should we go the risk of the Thrillthorpe and just hope he has a blinder game and kick a few goals? It's between Thrillthorpe, and if I was going to, maybe a Joel Frazier, a cheeky Joel Frazier. He's got a couple of 90s, If I thought he was going to play midfield more, I might do it, but he might not. If someone like a Kennedy or a Bont was out, maybe Joel Frazier is someone I'd consider picking. But, with those two guys playing, I don't think he's getting the midfield time. So maybe we'll go the Thrillthorpe. He did give that one big score a few weeks ago. So this is obviously subject to change. This is not locked in for me. We've already got 3 Adelaide players, so we can't have Thrillthorpe even if we wanted him to, unless we wanted to go Thrillthorpe in the forward line and the other Dacos, the 2 Dacoses, Josh Dacos in the back line. Can't do that either. Because we've already got 3 there. So yes, as we said, it can be a little bit tricky. So I think I'm going to... This spot is almost definitely going to change, but I might put in Joel Frazier. Dan McStay, can't do Dan McStay. Oh no, McCreary, can't, yep. Dan McStay or Bo McCreary, which one? I think this is the guys had... We'll do Daniel McStay actually over and then the fridge. Now, as you can see, the midfielders to pick were really easy, and I think the defenders were a little bit, not too bad, but still a little bit tricky, and the forwards are very tricky. I think this round could definitely be one in who you're picking for your forwards, as I think the midfielders, a lot of people are going to have similar midfielders, but the forward defenders could be quite a bit different. Now, who are we going to pick our vice captain and captains? Don't forget, vice captain gets you 103 times the score. That's what I'm trying to say. And vice captain gets you 2 times the score, and a captain gets you 3 times the score. Get it right, Shauno. So, yep, once again, that was a bit confusing. 2 times the score for the vice captain. So, if he scores 100, he gets 200, and 3 times the score for the captain. So, if he scores 100, he will get 300. So, all right, that sounds like a reasonable starting off team for my first draft. So, hopefully, we're going to keep this video nice and short. Hopefully, if it's not me that wins the 79K, hopefully you win the 79K Toyota HiLux. And yes, we will be doing probably another video before this game starts, just to have a bit of a chat about it. But I hope you like the video. So if you like the video, please go ahead and give me a like. If this is your first time watching, please go ahead and sub to my channel. That helps me out a lot. Once again, thank you for all the support for all the people who have already subbed and been watching all year. And lastly, leave me a comment down below and let me know, what are you going to do? Are you going to keep the Toyota HiLux? Are you going to sell it? I'm not much of a ute man myself, so I'll probably sell it and keep the 80K. But yeah, what are you going to do if you win the Toyota HiLux? Anyway, crew, thanks for watching, and hopefully I will speak to you all again very soon.